So good morning, everybody. How are you? Today is Tuesday, June, I think it's June 12th or 11th. Or maybe it's even the 13th. This is terrible that I never know what day it is because of my work schedule. I work at the 911 center here in my county, and my work schedule rotates a day every other week. So my Monday this week is Wednesday, and that's why I know it's a Tuesday, because tomorrow's the work day, right? And so I don't really know what the date is, but today is June something, somewhere around the 11th, 12th, or 13th. It's a Tuesday though, so that's what day it is. How silly is that? Anyway, we're back the dog and I going back to the dog park this morning. It's about 53 degrees and I'm in Olalla, Washington. I love the name of that. It just rolls right off your tongue. And I was thinking about the video I just did, the most recent one, about trying to think of what the content might be. And I was thinking about how everybody who lives in a place, they never talk about where they live so much. They talk about the places they go. And you would probably really enjoy hearing about some of the more interesting facts and stuff regarding where I live. Well, my hometown is considered Port Orchard, but I live in a community called South Colby, which is butts up right next to it. In fact, my road turns into a road that goes through a little city called, or a little community, not city, community called Olalla. And so one of the interesting, creepy things about Olalla in history, it is the most famous, or I guess, just the most famous, I can't think of the word, has the most notoriety of a woman who was a quack doctor who killed a bunch of people here. Anyway, like her name was, I can't remember her first name, but her last name was Hazard with 2 Z's. I'm going to turn this around so you can see the area. Hang on. Anyway, this is Olalla Valley Road. I just passed Orchard Road, or Orchard Drive. And what's interesting about this area is this Dr. Hazard, she wrote a book like in the early 1900s about the curative properties of fasting. Well, that's cool, right? Well, people from all over the world would come to her for healing. It was the healing properties of fasting. And I also kind of buy into the fact that fasting does help your body heal if done correctly. Well, she was licensed and everything, and had education and everything from what I remember. But she would get people like heiresses, like this one particular, has the most notoriety is these sisters, Dora and Clara, or something like that, Williams. And they came to her, and they weren't, like overweight or obese or anything. They came to her because they thought that her name was Linda, this Dr. Hazard's methods would help rejuvenate them and give them more energy and that type of thing. Well, they came here, and the whole purpose of this was to get healthy, right? And they had to come a long way, because this area is very remote, and the only way to get here back in the day was, ferry, and there's no bridges and that kind of thing, was ferry, and there's no planes, of course, by boat or by ferry. So they had to put in some effort. And I understand by reading the book, by the way, is called Starvation Heights. It's by Greg, I think with 2 G's, Olson, and ends in O-N. He writes a lot of local true crime. Anyway, I think they first meet her in Seattle, and then she has this, clinic here in Olalla. Anyway, the doctor, gives them regular low-calorie diets and just soup and broth, like tomato broth. Tomato broth? So like tomato soup, I guess. And they waste away to a little bit of nothing. I think Dora's weight at the time of her rescue was 50 pounds, and she was only like 100 or something when she started this. So she was just, you know, wasting away. And then the locals would report about seeing what looked to be like starving people walking around in the woods out here. So back in those days, this was hardly anything was out here. I don't know exactly the address because I've heard two different addresses. One was like the 13,000 block of Olalla Valley, and another one was on Orchard. So I don't know which one it was actually on. I understand it still does stand. It's down a long dirt driveway, and remnants of it stand. And the author did a interview back in 2014 or 2013 about this place, and he was there. And then there was like a ghost hunting thing Discovery Channel was trying to do, and the person who was doing the Discovery Channel interview or investigation for the ghost hunters thing ran away screaming, and you know, kind of like a drama. But anyway, for Washington State, it's the most, it's the case that has the most notoriety. And what's really amazing, this just blows my mind, this part, is that Dr. Hazard gets convicted of these crimes and she's sent to prison. Well, she gets out, she goes to New Zealand, does the same thing, and then comes back to Washington where she builds a sanatorium here for the same thing and probably kills more people. Anyway, her sanatorium is of course no longer standing. I don't have all the dates. I just know she wrote the book in 1908 for fasting, and all this happened with those sisters about what the book is based on. Starvation Heights is based in like 1911. So anyway, you know, for what it's worth, I think that's kind of a, if you like creepy stuff, it's interesting to check out. You know, I think it's kind of cool. I read the book years ago, and I've read a couple other books by this author about my area. One's on Bainbridge Island, and I actually know 2 or 3 of the characters that are in the book because they're law enforcement officers today. So anyway, kind of cool. Okay, off to the park. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Hear how excited he sounds. He knows where we're going. So this is Bandix Park, Bandix Dog Park. It's owned by Kitsap County. It was a donation type thing from some wonderful person who donated acreage. And I don't remember how many acres this is. But it's a great little park. It's fenced in for the most part, but you wouldn't know it's not fenced in because of all the underbrush that's everywhere. Usually I'm only 1 or 2 people here in the morning when I get here. I usually try to be here by 8-ish. Which is nice, not too many people, and you know, we just do 1 to 3 loops depending, and right now we're only doing the 1 loop because of his injury. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Okay, this is the Bandix Dog Park. Riggs, this way. Sorry to yell in your ear. Riggs, this way. Good boy, thank you. We like this park a lot because it's got trails like a regular trail would be, and you can't have the dog off leash on most trails anymore. So this one you can because it's a dog park and it's fenced. I don't recall how many acres, but it's quite nice. He gets to do all his sniffing. I'm gonna miss this. I wish I could bottle all this up and let you smell it. But I'll be back every summer. Riggs, this way. Thank you, good boy. something lives there. Hope I'm not jittering too much. I keep forgetting to bring that like stick to set this on as I walk. Monopod or something like that. Wasn't really planning on filming today, that's kind of why. So, just was smelling that smell and I saw a foxglove, a plant called foxglove. And I thought, gee, I should take a picture of that. And then I thought about filming something for YouTube, you guys. Something to share. Well, I've got the guest room completely done, cleaned out. Stuff moved over to my daughter's. I've got the office done, cleaned out, except for the equipment, like for the Wi-Fi, is still in there. And then I've got most, trying to think, most of the books packed and or given away. And I think I told you I had a runner. So I got to be out by like June 26th, I think, because I'm gonna have a cleaning person come in on the 27th. Where'd you go? Good boy, thank you. Good job.